We in the building. But first, I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisceans out there. Gang. You already know we in the building. Also want to give a shout out to all my twos and my 3s and my 7s. And shout out to any other angelical numerical numbers that I may have forgot to mention. Also want to thank everybody that's new. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell notification to be notified of my upcoming videos and content. And we're going to jump right in. So today's topic that we're going to talk about is, do you really know a Pisces? And see, the thing about it is, people think that they choose us as friends, as loved ones, and that's not the case. See, a Pisces is not going to just let you have your way with them. And when it comes to knowing a Pisces, it takes you have to be a Pisces to know a Pisces, in other words, because it's not that easy to explain the complexities of what is a Pisces like what to look for. Hell, in a room full of people, you wouldn't even be able to spot a Pisces. That's just how evasive a Pisces can be, to the point where it's almost like they're going to blend in with the crowd. So they could come off as a Leo, a Sagittarius, a Gemini, a Capricorn, and you won't even know it. See? And hell, they might not even tell you, even if you were to try to sit there and figure it out and try to pinpoint who's a Pisces in a room full of people. Because you won't be able to tell. The temperament can change, and like I say, they could behave like such, and you can get confused and say, wow. Because that's the thing, the misconception is people think that Pisces are weak. So if they see a guy at the gym, a woman at the gym, and they see that them, they're holding it down, and, it's like, it might be benching 300, something. And you might think like, wow, that person was a Pisces all along. I thought this person was, they might, whatever you may think that a Sagittarius or a Leo or, any other fire sign, you might think that, oh, this person is supposed to look like this. And that's not the case, because a Pisces can be in there hawk smashing, benching 300, and you won't even know it. Welcome everybody. Samantha, Thomas, Faye, and Janae Baines, what's going on? And see, the thing about it is, a lot of times people think that they're controlling us. They think that, okay, so it goes like this. If you the type of person that you may not have that loud exterior where you go around, talking loud and being extroverted. So people oftentimes think that they'll look at that and think like, okay, that I can easily take advantage of this type of person. But that's not the case. Because, see, the thing about us Pisces is that we attract people like that. We naturally attract people that need to be healed and people that need their cycle ended. So it's like when people see us, they're going to crowd you, see? And then you're going to ask yourself, as a Pisces, you're going to be wondering, why are these people keep congregating and coming around you and trying to take up your space and just, honing in on your energy. Now, I watched this happen where I was in line at the grocery store and there was other available checkouts. And lo and behold, you got damn near 5 to 10 people decided to check out in the same freaking line as me when I'm in self-checkout and there's like 5 other checkouts. Like, why are y'all congregating around me? And this is like, it's annoying when you see this happen, because you could feel it. Your intuition will tell you like, now, wasn't nobody over here until I got over here. And you can see that and you will realize like, okay, there's some power here. There's some type of energy shifting that's going on. But when you hone in, okay, so if you're focused on what's in front of you, which you should, and let's say you're ringing your groceries, next thing you know, you could feel somebody hovering over you, spectating, monitoring you. And that's all it really is at the end of the day. It's a monitoring spirit. See, somebody is sitting there, and you think that these people are just, mere people. But no, it's a test, because There may be something within you that you should change. There may be something within you where you shouldn't care. Once upon a time, a Leo told me, which was an enemy, by the way, he told me that, why do you care so much about what other people think? Because I was saying things like, oh, I ain't want to bother, you know how such, you know how they are. And I was like, yeah, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to ask for anything to eat because, this is not my house. This is your house. And I thought I was being respectful. But the Leo is like, you shouldn't care. So, like, taken out of context of what you say, everything sounds like it's either going to go over someone's head or it's going to be an undercurrent. Every time, that's the thing. This is why I always say, when people look at you, Pisces, it's not for you to explain anything to people. See, it's almost like when you try to explain yourself, nobody is going to understand you. And it's not your fault. It's just that people, they want to bump heads with you. They want to steal your joy. They want to destroy your mood. See? So it's nothing like arguing with the Leo about you and why you do such and such. It's annoying. But here's the thing. If a Leo was to look in the mirror, of course, they're going to say things that make no sense, right? Because it's more about them and what they're doing. They're just projecting onto you what needs to be addressed. That's why I keep telling people, you probably don't look at life in the same perspective, but when you start to look at life in the same perspective, you will notice that people will treat you how they need to treat themselves regarding the same conversation that they're having with you or what they're accusing you of. But the thing about it is, the lesson is that you're supposed to tell this person, hey, no, you care about what other people think. See, because that's how you know, when I said we are the cosmic sponge, that when you absorb out of people what's hidden. That's what's hidden beneath the undercurrents. So it's what you can't see. And that's what comes out. It jumps out at you because it has nowhere to hide. When you're a Pisces, you end up discovering those hidden things, you see. And yeah, you know that, okay, this is something this person needs to work on. But that's the thing, Pisces, is that sometimes you forget that you're a Pisces. And then when people do these things, you don't understand, why are they telling on themselves to you? Are you their redeemer? It's like people, when you go around people, and I understand you guys, I understand it might irritate you. The fact that, why are people telling me their darkest secrets and deeds as though this is some type of redemption? I've seen people come to me and say, you know what? Like, I wish I would have never, and they might mention something that's, disgusting or something that's just awful. And they might say, you know what? I wish I would have never divorced my wife. See, all I had to do. And then the funny thing is like, they'll tell you about all these things that they lost. See? And it's like, I'm going to tell you guys a true story. As I begin to go back to that story, in the meantime, this is what I'm finna tell you guys. It's so crazy. You remember, I don't know if you guys been following me, the people that are in the chat, back when I said that when you are around a Pisces will take on your treasures. Things that you lose things, and guess who ends up finding them? The Pisces. See, that little Rolex that you had, and you may have got it for a Christmas gift. You end up losing that, and then the Pisces ends up finding it some way, somehow. So let me tell you guys something. So I was in the grocery store, and yeah, so now, mind you, I just saw a shopping cart, and you gotta look at it like it's a treasure now. I just saw a shopping cart, and in the shopping cart, I found this Wisconsin lottery, right? And I said, wait a minute. It's a nice little booklet. It looks like maybe whoever owns this may, put their lottery tickets in it. But then when I started to look at what they actually had in here, you guys, is these cards are like already paid for. So they're like, the tickets are for a week worth. Now I looked at it, I said, wow, $30 for this one, $30. $30 for this one. $30 for this one. And these are all current this week. And I said, wow, look at this. They managed to put a dollar bill within the tickets. So I said, wait a minute, is this deja vu? Is this now I always say I don't believe in coincidences, but what if, see, that's why I believe in numerology. I believe in 888 and, like, you know, when you claim things that are huge, you manifest those things because you actually claim it. You claim it as yours. But what I was going to say is that me finding this where nobody that was there to claim it, that means something. Now, I may win, I may not win, but you got to understand is why was it packaged in that certain way, and why did I see it? Because it was for me. See, most people will say, no, you know, you're bugging, man. You should have turned it into the front desk. But why? Someone else would have kept it. Maybe would have got thrown away. But the lesson behind it is that you may be in a path that you're on, and you don't know that you're headed to somewhere, something big, some way, somehow. But in the 12th house, you can't always see what God is trying to show you. Like, you might be in a situation where you might feel like, why am I going through this? Why are people congregating? Why are people congregating around me so much, coming near me, and I just want to be left alone? I know a lot of you Pisces out there think like that. And it's like, this is the thing. You can't escape. See, even though Pisces are some of the great escapists, like, you know, they can find a way out, get out of anything, right? I mean, the toughest of the cobra clutches, they can get out of it. But it's not your choice, Pisces. See, it's your destiny, which, and it goes back to your fate, to where it's like, okay, I'm only able to escape when my intuition is showing me this, and I have no choice. See, it's letting me know that the escape from a situation has nothing to do with me. It was just protection for me. That's all it is. Because really, when you really think about it, what do they always say? When it's your time, right? So what does that mean? You can't escape what your destiny is and what your fate is. You can't predict that, oh yeah, tomorrow I'll be a millionaire, or tomorrow, you know, or hey, I'll live long life, or I'll live 100 years. You can't promise yourself that. So that means that you can't escape certain things. Like, God forbid, I could be sitting right here talking to you guys, and somebody can literally walk up to the window and blow my brains out. I didn't see that coming. But see how I have no control over what happens to me. So when I find things such as a book full of lottery tickets, that's out of my control. See, I just found something that was lost. See, but see, this is the thing. I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, guys. Finders keepers, lose your weepers, right? You lose something, it gets discovered by somebody else. See, it's like, if, let's say a rich man, I know it may sound funny, but I don't mean no harm and charming. It's just totally, no, I'm not good. I'm not funny. I'm not even trying to throw any type of jokes out there. I'm not a comedian, but some people may think I am. But anyway, if a rich man walk in the room and he has a pinky ring or some type of jewelry that's valuable, something of value, right? And he's walking and trumping around, and then next thing you know, he trips over something in the where, you know, he could be standing outside. He trips over something, and there goes that ring, right? But he doesn't know it flew off his finger. Next thing you know, a Pisces is just sitting there walking on by. He just got off the bus stop, has earbuds in, and next thing you know, says, whoa. Digs in the ground, pulls that ring out, and he's like, well, wouldn't you know? And then he's like, hey, I'm gonna go to the pawn shop, see how much this is worth. He goes to the pawn shop. But that's what I'm saying. What he stumbled across was not his fault. See, it's divine timing. See, that's the thing, is that you could be, it's not about luck or any of that. It's about the timing, fam. Just like the time, remember I said, before I said what I just said, if something was to happen to somebody, it was their time, fam. Like, it was the timing of events. See, and you can't escape if it's your time, regardless of how you want to look at it. It's just that, yeah, you can slim your chances from it. But getting back on topic, I hope I ain't lose nobody. But what I was trying to say is, like, it's so crazy. It's like one time I was driving. I had needed some work done on my teeth, right? And I didn't have the money to get my teeth fixed. So it was like 300 something bucks, right? So I was doing Lyft and Uber at the time, guys. Next to you know, lo and behold, I go to pick up a passenger, and something was telling me to look at the ground. I was driving and it was raining, and I was looking at the ground as I was hearing so. And I believe that intuition was guiding me to that, of which I found. And guess what I found? A wallet full of money, right? So when I opened the wallet, I saw the person's license and all that good stuff. And then you're not a bad person if you crack open the wallet. You found it. No one's there to claim it. So when I cracked the wallet open, lo and behold, there's $300 in there, enough for me to get my teeth fixed. But that's what I'm saying. I didn't know that this was going to be a situation. I just discovered. But this is why I say, and before I say that, this is why I'm saying that Pisces will find things. See, it's just like the Titanic, when, everything, these things of value, it floats off, and then guess whose possession, guess who ends up coming across the Pisces. See? And I'm going to tell you why a lot of Pisces are lenders and not borrowers. See? Because a lot of times Pisces have the right heart towards things, compassion. And see, when you walk around with that type of spirit, and you type of person that give, and you're not greedy, and you try to do the right thing. You may not be perfect, but like I say, for the most part, it is only good things are going to come to you for being like that. So, and vice versa. Now, when it comes to see, another thing too, why I said that, do you really know a Pisces? And the question is no. See, a Pisces is never going to be, a Pisces could be everything that you hate. You know how a woman go around and she say, man, I wish I could find the perfect husband or the perfect boyfriend. And then she meets this smiley, or hey, he might be calm and collected. And she be like, oh, you seem like a nice guy. And then lo and behold, he might be Chucky's, Chucky, the seed of Chucky. And then you end up finding out, like, wait a minute, this was the same guy with the tuxedo, and he was all calm, cool, collective. And this is like the worst person I ever met in my life. Because that Pisces was placed in your life to show you the reality that what you want doesn't exist. See, it's like certain things that you look and see, you might look at the person, and it's that's more related simple-mindedness of just looking at the person, thinking it's them, but it's really the lesson behind it of which you should learn. It's like, oh, like when I was with a Sagittarius woman, whew, I had to take a deep breath for that one. That was one of my worst, like, oh my God. I'm talking about me even just getting past that and just surviving that shit. I felt like, man, like I was a survivor. Like, you know how it feels to be a survivor or something? Like, you never look at Nickelodeon and like they go and do, maybe some type of obstacle or something like that. And all of a sudden you make it to the end, the last round, and you pass, and it's like, whoo. Yeah, that's how the feeling you get when you with a Sagittarius, because the Sagittarius is a challenge. See, they don't let you just be yourself. It's more of a trying to fix you and, putting you out of your comfort zone, trying to, challenge you on every end. That was just my experience, but for you guys, it may have been different. Now, let me see, read some of y'all stuff. Let's see. Janae said, yeah, we naturally funny facts. See, Dash the Blaze said, understand how that feels, said Paul Pierce. Wait, who you said look like Paul Pierce, Dash? Okay, shout out Brianna said, bro, you ever heard these Destiny Swapper said, what you think about that situation? I'm just gonna ask you opinion. Wait, who was the Destiny Swappers? I ain't never heard of them. Janae said, I went through that going past a lottery ticket on the ground. Some said pick it up, and I thought, why would I pick it up? A used lottery ticket on the ground, it has to be a loser. I picked it up, it said it was. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it may not always mean that you're going to win. Sometimes it's just letting you know that something good is about to happen. It's like telling you that you're very close. Because listen, somebody spent money on those tickets. It wasn't your money. So it's only letting you know that something big is going to happen. It might not have nothing to do with money. It could just be a successful situation. It could just be confirmation that right now you're doing good. Like everything, you have the right mindset. Like in this current moment, sometimes things are just confirmation and just say, hey, keep going. Like I'm gonna tell you, people think that when they feel strong, they think they are strong, right? That's not always the case. Sometimes when you're at your weakest point, that you begin to realize just how strong you are. See, it's about being relentless. It's about resilience. It's about perseverance. It's about, oh, right now I'm hurting. Like right now, I have holes in my shoes. Yes, and I've been wearing like the same thing. And it's like, but you guys got to understand, I have bills. I have responsibilities. Yeah, a lot of guys might, they might not have holes in their shoes, but guess what? You got to look at when you are responsible. And mind you, I wasn't always like this, but my whole outlook on life and what really matters is about me being successful, independent, not living with my mama, not living with my dad, not, being on my own. But the sacrifice is that I might not have on a pair of new Jordans. I might not have on the latest, greatest outfits and the latest, greatest, whatever you consider. But being independent was my goal. I sacrificed my Jordans. I sacrificed all that worldly material bull to be on my own. See, that was the reward. So anytime you want to do something, especially if you're not rich and you got to get it out the mud, guess what? You're going to have to sacrifice something. And it ain't going to feel good until you get into a place financially that you can have extra money for those Jordans and stuff like that. But if I have bills, those things matter to me most, and you have to pay your bills. Otherwise, what will happen? You'll be out living on the street, right? So you got to take that in consideration. But here's the thing. Just don't always look at, oh, you don't see no money and think there's no success. When you feel weak, guess what? You should keep going. When you are working out, and the moment you feel like quitting, that lets you know that you are being challenged. See? Nothing easy comes by, nothing that's easy. Let's say you didn't put no effort, no work into, you don't break a sweat, guess what? You haven't done anything. You haven't done anything. When you start to feel like, oh, I'm feeling, painful, your feet's hurting and every little thing hurts. Still, find a positive, be optimistic. Find a positive thing that you like about your situation. Change your mindset. When you're feeling weak, think about one thing that you love about what you're doing. and focus on that and watch that change your whole energy. Watch you begin to transform and be like, wait a minute, I love talking to people. And then all of a sudden your whole vibe and all your energy just adapts, and then you just become, all that pain and all that stuff goes out the window. Because love, see, people don't understand that love is very, very powerful. And when you say I love something, it instantly heals you. See, you wouldn't get that healing unless you say I love this person. If you really love somebody, guess what? The biggest secret is they can never hurt you. See, love is not conditional. See, that's why when you say I love this person, you might say I love this dog, or I love this cat, or I love this fish. And guess what? If that dog does something wrong, guess what? You will still be like, oh, look at Billy. He took a dump on the carpet, but hey, don't do that no more. But you still gonna be showing love till it won't bother you because you still love that dog. See? And that's how we supposed to be with one another. We're supposed to be walking in love. And then, yeah, one of our brethren or somebody, messes up. We're supposed to just, hey, pick them back up and help them get back on the right track. We're not supposed to sit there and judge them for falling or making a mistake. But that's the thing. Now, we all are guilty of it. I'm not going to sit here and say I never done it like that, which I have. But I'm just saying that we do have to have the love thing matters, because that's the only thing that's going to heal you. If you really think about it, it's like, let's say you were strung out and you were on drugs, or let's say something happened that was traumatic in your life. I guarantee you, if you start loving yourself, you would do better. See? But this is the first thing you got to do. You got to trust yourself. See, if you don't trust yourself, then you're going to have a hard time loving yourself, because you have to trust yourself that, hey, I can change. When change is needed, I can change. But this is the thing, when you feel like quitting, this is what you should ask yourself. The $1 million question is, when it comes to you trying to quit, is you have to say, how bad do I want this? See, that right there is going to determine, it's going to give you that push, because it's going to say, well, if I quit, I'll end up going back to what I'm trying to come out of, right? If you're tired, this is why I said, when those of you that want to do something big in your life, you're gonna always have to ask yourself, how bad do I want it? You want a girlfriend. How bad do I want a girlfriend if you never had one, right? How bad do I want? So then what do you have to do to make it happen? You have to do something different. That's what Albert Einstein was trying to tell us. You got to do something different. To get something you never had, you got to do something different. You got to do something you never did. See? And that might just be the cherry that goes on that Sunday that you needed all along. And it might have seemed like it was the hardest thing. You might have felt afraid to approach a woman. But as soon as you do, that breaks all the chains of that type of situation that was hindering you. See? For instance, when I was in high school, I say college. When I was in college, I had a real bad, talking to people like I'm doing now was the hardest thing for me. Like I would get on, what do they call that? Like lecture class or whatnot in college. It'd be time for me to do a presentation, and guess what? I will always freeze up. Every time it's time for me to talk, it'd be like, okay, Brian, it's your turn. Let's hear it. And then I would just be like, I would literally forget my whole project, because I would be so freaking nervous and just so fight or flight. And I would always want to I'm talking about, when it would come to fight or flight, especially when you're a Pisces, you in the middle of something that is challenging you, it could scare the crap out of you. You could just not want to do it because it make you feel so uncomfortable. Is that you could literally run out of a classroom or find a way to escape. But no, see, I have rising Scorpio. So it doesn't allow me to. Even though I feel like running, rising Scorpio is like, no, you're going to get through this. And it doesn't feel good because it's like, with all the stuttering and the, hiccups and all the little, jitterbugs and things that, you feel when you're nervous. I'm like, I'm going to just have to be nervous. And I'm talking about, man, I was trying to I was trying to spin it off and do so many different things that I was making myself look like a fool. And then one woman in the dang lecture hall, they did the little critiquing thing because it was like a impromptu type of speech presentation or impromptu. And she was like, everybody was giving their feedback. And I did not want nobody's feedback because I already knew it was terrible. The girl in the crowd, she said, yeah, I think the presentation could have been better because, yeah, you need to work on your confidence. I was like, it ain't got nothing to do with confidence. I said, because I have confidence, I wouldn't even be up here still trying if I had no confidence. The thing about it is I just didn't like talking to people. See, like, when you're passionate about something, if you don't like something, guess what? It takes just as much energy, just as you were to say that you love something. It goes both ways. You hate something, it's the same equal balance, equilibrium of, hey, I hate this, and guess what? You will have more chances of you not doing that because you don't like it. So I didn't like talking to people. That's how I used to be. When the reason why I didn't like talking to people, because people's attention span, you got this thing called selective hearing. You got all these type of like different things where you don't really always have an active listener when you're talking. Where we are, and it maybe for you Pisces out there, maybe you guys can attest to this. Have you ever been talking to somebody as a Pisces and you just know that the person is not listening to you? It's like it's just an empty corpse just sitting in front of you, and it's like, okay, you might say something and you meant it a certain way and they don't even catch it. That's how you know, like, they're not listening. So I just like little stuff like that. Just didn't like, that wasn't even the only thing. I just didn't like talking. I felt like it required too much energy. Now let me see what John wrote on here. Yeah, so it said, yeah, worth 50. I took to the store, cashed it in. Hell yeah, did the right thing, Janae. Brianna said, you think Pisces commitment issues until you know you a Sag. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would say she wasn't faithful. I will say that. It's the way she did it, and I was just like, wow. I ain't expect her to do that, because it was like that type of side of her was hidden. It was like I never knew she was even that type of woman to be even, cheating like that in such a way that she did. It was like, wow, you would do something like that. Now that lets me know I don't really know you. And hell, you don't really know me, because if I'm done, I'm not going to let you know that I'm done, especially if I don't feel like it can safely be done. See? And that's when I began to find out. When it was time for me to leave the hotel that we were living in at the time, she tried to run me over. See? But I managed to leave unscathed because, hey, as a Pisces, you never catch the fish. And on top of that, remember when I said, well, Jupiter's on your side, it's almost like, hey, you're lucky. See? Because I didn't have no money to get on the bus. And the bus driver said, you know what? Yeah, you go ahead, man. I said, oh, thank you, man. Thank you, man. Please. Hey, had he not let me get on that bus for free, and he said, no, man, you got to get off, I probably would have been dead. That Sagittarius, that was the second time I almost got killed by a Sagittarius, you guys. See? So when there's a brown bear, the fish is swift. See? And the brown bear is lazy. And see, that's the thing with Sagittarius. They always want to, they don't just strike after you. They're more like the brown bear. They like to wait, see? Because listen, when you ask yourself this, why would a Sagittarius want to wait before they attack? It's because they have to focus. That's their detriment. They lack focusness, because that's why they can be very, very clumsy. That's why they can be, you know, committable to anything, where they can't commit to anything because it requires them to focus. It requires them to be still and sit down and pay attention, right? But no, the archer doesn't want to sit there. See, you can't, it's hard to pin down the Sagittarius. They're very restless. They love to roam and move, and they like to go. They like to go, you know, get up and move, and, you know, and it's hard to really get them into that space to say, look, let's think about it. Let's analyze. See, let's not rush into this. And they don't like rules, and they don't like anything that's making them feel like they need to listen to somebody else tell them what to do, what the plan is, and how to go about it. A Sagittarius won't listen to you. See? So that's the danger when you're dealing with a Sag, is you know, but let's say on the flip side, when you come across a good Sagittarius, they can help you plan things. See, they might have plans to go on vacations and, you know, exotic dinners and meet people in different places, you know, go on a, you know, extravagance, you know, maybe have a little rendezvous and, you know, have some cocktails and some shrimp dinners and lobsters, and, you know, try some stuff you probably never ate before. See? And, you know, you might be like, wow, I didn't know you guys, I didn't know you guys had this type of lean cuisine. I haven't even tried this before. But see, you gotta be careful, because like I said, Sagittarius can lead you into a situation that, you know, hey, it appears to be a good thing. It looked like it was a good thing, but it could be something wild to it, because just like Leo, they have a wild side. See, so does Sagittarius. Now, the thing about it is, we don't go as Pisces. Remember I said, like, you really don't know a Pisces like you think you do, because a lot of times we mirror souls. We don't mirror your face. See, that's what gets us in trouble. See, and that I'm gonna tell you why. Is because we are not quick to judge. We're quick to give people a chance. So we don't look at your face when we are getting to know you. We try to work with you. But what we should be doing is actually paying attention to your face and trying to see what kind of energy you have, and what, you know, and to know what its output is, because let's just be honest. Some people's energy is too much. And that's why you feel uncomfortable. That's why you feel uncomfortable. Because this person's energy is offsetting yours. It's like saying like you're the type of person that's peaceful, and, you know, you like things to be kind of calmed down, and then all of a sudden someone comes with they come with one of those, I forgot those microphones, like the big ones with that are super loud, and they start to just talk. It just seems like their voice rises when they speak. It's just too much. It's gonna make you uncomfortable, because their energy is different. It's more consuming. And this is the dangerous thing with Pisces, is that, see, you don't know how much a Pisces can take. But it's dangerous for a Pisces too, because once you snap, and once you open yourself up to and let that person know just how much energy you could consume, then all of a sudden that person wants to get quiet. See? So then you end up having their energy. But another thing I've seen is that, see, with Pisces, is that you don't want to, you want to stay in your lane. Like, you want to stay around people that have the same energy as you. Because what would that be like, you trying to speak to somebody that's yelling? You can't change them, and you can't control them. So you gotta, you know, you gotta find your lane, Find the people that you actually mesh with, and the people that you actually are comfortable around. That's the first thing. You're uncomfortable because this person is, their energy, it outweighs yours, and not in a bad way. It's just they have too much energy. When you sit on that energy, you don't utilize it in the right way, then it comes out in different ways. See, but the person is overly chatty, overly this, overly that, and it could really offset you. Now, and the funny thing is that, how do you know this to be true? You could be sitting in your car, minding your own business, and you're not bothering nobody. You ain't even said nothing. All of a sudden, a person that's in the next car next to you could be all up in your could be all in your Kool-Aid and trying to figure out what you're doing. Because people don't, this is the thing, people do not know how to mind their own business. See, curiosity killed the cat. You looking around trying to figure out what's going on in the next car next to you. Now your energy is open to that person. See, because this person is magnetic. When you see people staring at you and you don't know why, and you feel, the first thing you feel is, why are they looking at me? It's your energy. They're attracted to your energy. See, everybody, think of it like this. Everybody looks in the mirror. If a mirror was in front of me right now, I'm going to look at it. Because why? It's a reflection of me, right? And why would I look at it? Because I accept everything about me, right? So I'm going to look just to make sure I don't have anything on my face, or, you know, my lips aren't crusty, or, right? Because I actually value that about myself, right? But it's only when you don't like yourself. Why is that mirror right there? Why is that camera on me? Why is this person looking at me? Why are they staring at me? Oh my, let's not eat here. It's too many people and everybody's looking at me. That's because you got some stuff. You got some demons inside of you that you're trying to hide. You don't want them getting out. See, you don't want people to find out that what you're doing under the rug. See, because that's the thing. Why do people that are doing a lot of bad deeds, right? Why are they so covered up? Got the hoodie on at night. Got the glad dark shades on at night. Got the tinted windows. Those are the ones you got to watch out for. See, Pisces, we'll ride fishbowl. You can look at us. But see, we don't have to hide behind dark tinted windows and whatnot, because just us alone and us just walking by, we already dark tinted windows. You never be able to figure a Pisces out. You will never know a Pisces. You will just never will be able to. Because as soon as you start talking to a Pisces, it feels like you're talking to somebody that's the same way, the same person. It's like, wait a minute, you too much like me. Now I don't like you now. See, because I don't like myself. See that? That's what this is the biggest secret. That's what I'm saying. A person not liking you and they don't know you from Adam, it's because they don't like themselves, because it's too much reflection going on spiritually. When you're sitting there with a Pisces and all of a sudden you don't understand, why does this Pisces know you so well? See? Because they can feel, when see, this is the thing, when you feel things, it's more like feminine energy, right? It receives. So when you get the reception and you got that Wi-Fi, everybody is trying to use that Wi-Fi to get online, right? So all of a sudden, if you don't want people getting your IP and like all this crazy stuff, what are you going to do, right? You want to use a VPN, right? Because you're like, wait a minute, the stuff that I'm looking at, I don't want everybody knowing what I'm doing. When you got something to hide, that's when you want to cover up, see? That's what I said when it comes to Scorpio. And the archetype of a Scorpio is that they want to be covered up, because the chaos that they can wreak on a person or a situation is so deadly that you're going to want to know where it's coming from. They don't want you to know it's them. So it's automatically when they want to hide. Guarantee you walk in a room full of people. You see a dude with dark shades on, like Diddy, trying to look all cool and poised and trying to look all like he got it all going on, right? And all of a sudden, you like, wait a minute. Who's a Scorpio in this room? I think it's this dude right here with the suit on that look like Diddy, right? And then all of a sudden, you realize what he do, but you realize that whatever he has done, or the allegations, why is it behind the scenes? You didn't find the information out. You found it out on the news, right? Somebody told you about it. It gives you the boogeyman energy, right? Just like Freddy Krueger. People didn't listen. By the time, people only do, even though it's just a, even though it's just a movie, it still got some good lessons behind it. But Freddy Krueger, if you notice, when he got his victims, when it was never really no witnesses to catch him, right? They only heard about, something bad happening to somebody, right? Or they'll see the police, the first responders. But what happened? Oh man, something gruesome must have happened, but we don't know who did it. That's how the Scorpio does things, to where you don't see them, you don't even see it coming, and you don't know when it's gonna happen. But one of the things I want to tell you, which ties into one of my next videos, is what sign do Pisces think about the most? Whether you're worried about them, whether you just can't stand them, and you always feel like they up to something. And I'm gonna tell you, give y'all a little snippet of it, is that, I don't know what it is, but Libras, for me, it's like, why do they keep coming back in my life? To me, it's like, what is really drawing them, right? But now I know what it is, though. It's the mystery. It goes off into my moon. So my moon is in Aquarius. So I was trying to figure out, why does Libra keep popping up in my life like this? And that's why. Because Libras are drawn to mysterious things in people. And they like it when they can't figure you out. And one thing about Libras too is that they like people that don't like them. Now, what is that? That doesn't make any sense. They do not like people that like them. In case you didn't know. Now, you ask yourself, how the hell do you not like somebody that likes you? Once upon a time, a Libra told me that she slept with this man that really liked her. And after they had the little intimate moment, she cut him off. She didn't want him no more because he was interested. I'm like, what? So she got with the guy that she know then he didn't really like sweat her or want her like that. She'll go after the guys that don't really, want her like that. That's weird. Because then it's like, what are you really saying, though? But then at the same time, it's like they want to control the narrative, because they don't want you to think that you're making them submit to you. They don't want you to know, you're basically getting with, or I'm getting with you. They want to be the ones to make that call. That judgment call. So that's something you got to really pay attention to. Now, the next thing, let me see. What's going on, Toya? Welcome. What's going on, Locked Up? Let me see. Kino said, Sagittarius made good platonic friends, but I don't know about dating one. Said Gemini, Cancer, and Libra women be hell. Yeah, Libra, man, I'm gonna tell you, whew, Man, Libra is dangerous, man. It's like you can't really tell what they want. Like, it's like, what do you want from me? Like, if we cool, but then it's like they always have stories, or it's like they bring confusion, because like one thing Libra loves is conversation. They love the stimulation that comes with being able to communicate with people. It kind of gets their juices flowing. But here's the thing. There's a hard but, because does this mean that she likes you? See? Or does she just like the attention that she gets from talking to you? See, it's like these little innuendos, and it's like playing a game of Minesweeper. Even that's an old game, but you never know you don't really know what you're doing. See, when you're with a Libra, it's like you're going, see, this is the thing. Here's the thing. This is the tricky thing. With Libra is that she only likes doing things that are scandalous. Ooh, that dress so scandalous. I know you want to handle it. Shaking that thing like she been living the Vida Loca. She had dumps like a truck. Like what? All night long. Remember Cisco? Let me see that thong. You know, that came to my mind. But anyway, that's the thing. She likes the scandalous stuff. And let's face it, that's what she likes. Why? Because listen, a Libra told me a story why she broke up with her boyfriend, right? And she said she broke up with her boyfriend to get with his brother. I'm like, oh my God, bro. You broke up with your boyfriend to get with his brother? Are you like, and she was dead. She was serious. Like, what the hell are you doing? So it's like, that's why I be saying, like, when it comes to air signs, sometimes it's like they could be airheads. And I don't mean no harm, and I'm not trying to say anybody that's in the chat you're an airhead or anything. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't make sense to stuff. See, it's like Libra wants something different. They want something that others may be like, nah, man, that's going below the belt. But we got to ask yourself, why is she doing this? Because it's like she's not going to do things on a realistic, moral type of way or standard. She's going to go about things her own way, breaking the rules, doing something that, to flex the whole, I'm doing what I want. And it's like, you don't even want to listen to, you don't want to listen to why it ended, because it should have never started in the first place, right? But I understand you could do what you want, but she likes those little things where, hey, she'll talk to the brother. She's married, but then she'll still flirt, see? And there's no way to make her stop flirting when she has a relationship. That's disrespectful, right? But not according to her. See? That's something that she needs to have. She feels like you taking away something from her if you feel differently. I mean, what do y'all think? Y'all think it's justified that, hey, she broke up with her boyfriend to get with his brother? Like, what? So that's why I said, like, and then that's the thing. She won't go for somebody that's legit, or, someone that is the best for her or her own good or her soulmate. She'll go for somebody that is not good for her. See? And I think why that happens is because she lives for the story. She knows that there's drama in it, and it stimulates her more than anything. It's more like entertainment. See? Yet when somebody is good for her, that might be boring to her. It's not enough superficial for her to actually be in a situation that's more predictable, basically, when it comes to determining the outcome. Oh yeah, and you were with this person happily ever after, you guys get married. She doesn't give a rat's a about that. She wants to be into the whole drama dilemma thing where, oh, you did this, you said that. Oh, the ex-baby mama came out of nowhere and, hey, found out he had another child. She likes those little stories because it makes her look like she's doing something. Makes her feel like she's wanted by every man. See? Now, let me see here. Knox said, love a Capricorn. Capricorns, I would say, yeah, they are some, you can have a good thing with a Capricorn. Especially if you're a Pisces. It's just that you really got to communicate with your Capricorn. Like, you really got to really lock in with them to really know that it's, you know, it is what it is. But just be careful, though, because Capricorns is all about the money, you see. And, you know, if you're not getting the money, you're not having no fun. So it's basically like, yeah, they gonna be loyal, but you better be, hey, you better have that bag, see, because you don't, and you, when you know this to be true, look at Lotto, the rapper, and it's like, you know, she don't really talk about it much, but you could tell through her raps, her songs, like what she about. So it's like, look at Ice Spice, she a Capricorn. What do y'all feel about Ice Spice? I'm telling you, like, I already know. I wouldn't mess with, I would do a one-night stand. I say this, I would feel more comfortable being Lotto's friend, but I wouldn't want to be in no relationship with her. She just gives off that vibe like she will be, like, I just know, like, she'll be too freely frisky with everybody. That's just my take. Ice Spice don't look like, she kind of gives off a groupie type of vibe. If y'all, hey, I'm just being honest. Like, she gives off that whole, like, I don't know what to say, but I wouldn't trust her. Because, hey, the way she walking those hills, man, it's hard for a lot of females to walk in heels. She be walking in them things like she been doing this stuff for a long time. So, you know, you can only tell, like, hey, she might have a couple thousand miles on that motor. Hey, I don't want, I'm good, fam. But yeah, let me see. Janae said, she do you dirty, then mad that she leave with, shake my head, said, Pisces self-respect, no joke to us. Well, that's the thing. Like, a Pisces knows themselves more than anybody else would know them, and to know when to end something. See, because a Pisces will say to themselves, I'm done, right? That's a Pisces slogan. I'm done. I'm done with this bull. And see, a Pisces would say that to themselves, and then they will find a way to escape, a way to get away from the situation safely. But a lot of times it doesn't end like that. See, this is the problem, and why people don't know Pisces the way that they think they do. First thing is, they don't allow us to be ourselves. See, everybody else gets a pass, but with us, it's almost like it's a challenge. Let me be me. No, you can't be yourself. What? I have to be me to be in the situation, right? No, people do not let Pisces. That's why a lot of Pisces end up, hey, they end up sharking out. Because that's why a lot of people get drowned in the first place. And it's because it's like, hey, you should have been wearing a life jacket around me, but hey, but you wanted to challenge me though. So then now, boom. Now you want to call the police. Now you want to cry wolf. Now you want to say, oh, you want to be the victim. See? And that's what it's almost like. That's something that a Pisces feels that they are most of the time, because people do not leave Pisces alone. So it's like, why do I guess I am the victim. But damn, can I be the villain just one time and see when a Pisces goes overboard, and then it's like, oh, you stepping outside of your character, you want to be the villain because sometimes it looks like it's a good thing. Sometimes it looks like the villain gets off the hook, right? So you think like, oh, everybody is leaving the villain alone. No matter, Pisces, if you choose the villain side of things, it just gets worse, see? Because it's like now you now everything about you is open. So now it's easy for you to get hurt because now you're open with your emotion. And that's like with dark side in this, it's one thing to be a dark side Pisces, but see, you got to be careful because if you don't, you could, I say one of the most deadliest things about a Pisces is being dark sided, but not being open. It's more like if you're covert and you just like keeping it on the low, oh hell no. Then that's the type of Pisces that you got to watch out for. Is the one that you don't see coming. It's like, oh, this person is going underwater and they just strike out of nowhere. That's when you notice that, hey, oh my God, it was a shark attack and somebody got their arm bitten off, and that it was just like, whoa, it just happened so fast. We was just down at the lakefront. We were just running around and having a good time, throwing a little beach ball back and forth, and boom, little Timmy got his arm bitten off. And it's like, that's just how Pisces just come out and just end up just clapping, snapping something. See, just like when people go and feed a turtle, you know, people do things and think that they can really just sit there and play with a Pisces and think that won't nothing happen. You just have to be very careful because the Pisces will have this look on their face like, oh, it's just like every other day. And then all of a sudden, you don't know that the undercurrents are shifting, the plates are moving. Then all of a sudden, something ends up bad happening. And then it's really no coming back from it because as soon as it happened, it's like the worst nightmare. It's like the worst a person could do to you. But Pisces, they have to make you feel where they're coming from. See? So it's like, oh yeah, you one of them. Oh, okay. They don't make too many of you. They don't make too many of y'all. Dang, I didn't know you was gonna even like that. And it's so funny because this is one thing. Some Pisces would think that they're just doing the very bare minimum of what they're really like. Like you ain't even seen nothing. But you are totally offended by what I just said. And that, to me, that's nothing. That's chicken feet. So it's like, wait a minute. If I really go ham on you, I know you really ain't even worth it. See, that's why Pisces will ignore you. See, sometimes ignoring you is more self-preservating for that Pisces, because Pisces like, it was just a waste of time. You know, I want some weight on my dumbbells. I want to feel what I'm pushing. So if you want to start if you want some smoke with me, I hope you're ready for everything of what I'm capable of. But it's like, why would I waste my time on you when I could just ignore the hell out of you? See? And that's what a Pisces will do, because it feels way more easier for a Pisces to just ignore you, just to shut. And I'm gonna tell you how a Pisces would do this. You ever been in the dark? And imagine if you didn't pay the light bill and the lights get cut off, right? Could you imagine if you're not prepared for that? So what will a Pisces do? Just shut the light off, and that's it. And that funny thing about it is, if you don't know how to turn them lights back on, your ass is grass. A Pisces don't see. That's the thing. A Pisces will do something, and you will never know how to turn that situation back right again. And people would say, "Man, why are you ignoring me every day? Like, you don't have to ignore me. You could just talk to me." No, we already tried that already, Sonny. Sonny Limpton, we already tried that talking stuff. It's over for that. See, that's the thing. If a Pisces showed you that on Monday, now Tuesday and Wednesday, you thinking that it was going to be a back and forth. You thought we was going to be playing Jeopardy or The Price is Right. No, I'm holding my signs like that. Stop talking to me. It's on my sign. We ain't got nothing else to be said and nothing heard and none of that. See, we ain't licking off the same lollipop no more. See, I have to really, and this is what I always say. People being delusional about a Pisces not messing with them no more. They thinking y'all still cool. Just because you didn't put your hands on this person, they thinking that it's all still cool and, jolly good. But then they don't realize that, oh, you just got that one little moment to say something to me. Because a lot of times it really just be a Pisces just saying, you got one more time. You say one more thing. I hear you say one more snide comment and I'm on you. It ain't no words when you talking, none of that. Hands, every fist flying. Hey, chairs flying. Hey, like that Tennessee situation. Hey, like the dude that was running around with the chair, just boom, smashing people's heads, boom. A Pisces just go off the chain and hey, it ends there. Now, it's so funny is that a Pisces take no prisoners. Now, we love silence. See, that's why we do it so well. So if you notice that a Pisces ignoring you, they are in heaven. See, they are in the best place of their whole life, right in that moment. You would never be able to experience that unless you're another Pisces. You would probably be like, damn, this person is so damn quiet. I wonder what that feels like. That has to be the most greatest moment of that Pisces life is damn. They ain't even got to say nothing. And they actually punching the clock at 8 a.m. and getting off at 6 every day, not saying a word to you. And you just like, man, if only I had a chance to actually redeem myself with this Pisces and get a deeper understanding of why they're ignoring me, then I would feel better about myself. You see how that Pisces not talking to you makes you question your existence? See? And even if you hate that Pisces, you will still feel left out in the abyss. You will still feel as though you have withered off into the ocean, and you will feel as though nobody came to save you. You know how the Salvation Army comes when there's a storm? And guess what? Could you imagine a person being left behind? Oh, the Salvation Army didn't come get me. Hey, wait a minute, wait for me. And you get left out there, guess what? You're not getting saved, my guy. It's over for you. You might as well just lean back and hopefully you might float. But just think about it. You ain't gonna be thinking about no floating, because if anybody came to save you, there's only one thing finna happen. You're gonna drown, fam. That's why I say you get drowned into a Pisces leaving you behind, taking their energy away. A Pisces taking their energy away, it feels like they're taking the coat off of your back. See? In the worst way too, because it's like the pain, it feels like a friend moving out of town on you without no closure. Just imagine you've been hanging with a friend, y'all been going to the basketball games, jiving. Next you know, they just leave. They ain't give you no closure. They ain't say, hey man, I'm moving out of town. They just disappear, right? That's how Pisces can be, to the point where you don't have no trace of what just happened. It's like, wait a minute, where'd he go? That's another thing too. A Pisces could be going in the opposite direction. So let's say a Pisces is supposed to be somewhere. A Pisces can actually be going somewhere else. And you don't even know that's happening. Because some Pisces will say, yeah, man, I'll be on my way. Yeah, I'm on my way, man. I got you. Yeah, I'll be there. But Pisces' intuition is guiding them. A Pisces is making a left turn when the person lives, wherever the person lives at, they should have made the right turn, right? But the intuition is saying, no, don't go. Not yet. Wait a minute. Slow down now. Pull over a minute. Take it. Hey, think this out. Intuition is talking to you, Pisces, and you don't be knowing why you're not keeping your word. And then you just like, wait a minute. Am I bugging? But why do I feel like I'm not led to go? See, that's your intuition speaking to you, showing you something that, hey, you need to not go to wherever you was going. But that person call your phone looking for you, and you like, yeah, man, I just stopped at the restroom, McDonald's, man. Yeah, I had to go, take a number 2, but I'm on my way, man. And then again, you still feel the same, you feel that back and forth. See, that's how Pisces are. They have a back and forth energy. It's that two fish going opposite directions. And when something don't feel right, it isn't right. Because the Pisces has to move in a merging sense, and they move to how they feel about things. So it's like if they feel like, oh yeah, I feel like that's the right thing to do. Or I feel like going to see a family member or something, right? If it feels right, a Pisces will have that perfect peace to know that it's right to do that. But when something ain't sitting right with a Pisces, when I said a Pisces star Pisces, something don't feel right, then the representative is like, hold on, I don't really know if this is a good idea. And then that other fish is like, hell to the no, we ain't doing that. So that's how you can't fool a Pisces with doing that, trying to throw a curveball too with this. It's like, oh, you have ulterior motives. And let's say you're trying to surprise a Pisces. Let's say it's their birthday and you like, yo, we trying to surprise you and we want to take you out somewhere. You might have the type of Pisces might be feeling uncomfortable in that type of situation, even though it is a birthday celebration. A Pisces might be like, oh, wait a minute. What type of celebration? What type of surprise? They get inquisitive about what type of y'all talking about? Because if y'all gonna be having everybody at a Cheesecake Factory, or hey, everybody at Red Lobster coming with clapping their hands, hey, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Then they trying to come to the table with with them small little cupcakes with a couple of candles on it. And I remember that happened to me when I was little, and I hated that moment. And I ain't gonna lie, I did begin to look at my grandfather a little bit different after he did that, because it was embarrassing. Like I don't know if y'all ever went through that before. It be your birthday and then somebody take you out to eat, and then all of a sudden you see a long line full of staff members and like chefs and stuff, and they clapping, and it's like a whole line full of people just come to the table and they just cheering and yelling, and all this energy, it just come out of left field. And you like, wait a minute, I wasn't ready for this. Like, y'all just came. That's what I said with the energy. It comes, if somebody does that, you're going to feel it on 10. See? And literally, like, one thing that I used to do that was more of an anxious situation was I used to hold my breath when I would feel uncomfortable. And see, like, when them people came yelling and stomping and clapping and stuff, I was like, when you are the cosmic sponge, you taking on all of that. You feel everybody's energy. See? And then when you feel everybody's energy, it can overwhelm you to where you like, wait a minute, this is too much for me and what I'm about. So when you feel that overwhelmingness, it's like you don't know what to do with it. See? You can't like pick it up, throw it. You like, wait a minute, I feel attacked. All these people just come marching in here. But then what a Pisces would do is excuse themselves. One thing that I love about being a Pisces is, a Pisces can be a heartbreaker for certain reasons. Now, like and I'm not saying a bad way, I'm talking about a person that's like a showstopper, a person that's like, hold on, wait a minute, I'm good on this. Because that Pisces will stand 10 toes down in most situations. Meaning, if it's something that they don't like, guess what? They will end the cycle. A Pisces, see, the thing about it, when you look at Pisces, start to look at them in such a way, just like a Coast Guard in the military. They will protect the very thing that makes them feel safe about themselves and others. You do something, and they feel like it was done spitefully, a hidden motive, to embarrass you. A Pisces is going to feel it on 10. They will know the type of energy that was applied to what you said, to what you did, how you did it, in what way, your tone. You cannot escape any type of thing that is not you. If it's not you, a Pisces is going to feel it. See, the only people that understand Pisces is people that have fully accepted themselves and their mistakes and the things about them that they don't like. When they own it, guess what? You be the Pisces, you're gonna feel accepted. See? That's why when people are criminals, gangsters, whatever you want to call, they're sitting at your dinner table, eating with you, laughing with you, and they feel so comfortable. But guess what? When other people see that, they like, wait a minute. Why is Jeffrey Dahmer eating with that Pisces? And they over there having a good old time. They over there putting the butter on the biscuits and putting the honey and putting the cake in the oven. Like, what the hell are they doing? It's because Jeffrey Dahmer, in that moment, he feel 100% comfortable. Even if he's the most bad person of whatever he has done, he's not ashamed of whatever he did. As long as he owns it, he cool in that Pisces eyes. See, because what is it? One thing about Pisces is that if you lie, if you're the type of person that's living a lie, you're going to hate a Pisces. You're going to hate a Pisces. Even if somebody say, oh man, here comes Joseph. You know he a Pisces. Guess what? You're going to run. You're going to run you're going to run to the hills. Just knowing a Pisces is near you and you're not being yourself, you're going to hate that Pisces to the core. See? Because when they're around, it's almost like they're bringing a light. See? A flashlight on you in your life. See? But I say this, who Pisces need to watch out for is signs like Libra, signs like Cancer. See? Because so like Cancer, the reason why you got to watch a Cancer when you a Pisces, because Cancer can open you up, Pisces, and can really sink your ship. Like, Cancer is the only sign that can really drag a Pisces through, like bring them down, put it like that. They can actually bring you down, pull you down, like sink your ship. Like, even if they're not affecting you, they can really affect your project. Like something you're working on, they can actually destroy it just by you allowing them to help you with something. They can bring it down. So you got to be careful, because Cancer can it's like the claws. So they can like literally cut into something that you probably been building for a long time. It is just like that Titanic ship when it was just, going along, and then boom, the iceberg, boom, cut it, and then boom, it just ended up, breaking apart. That's how Cancer can be to a Pisces. You don't see them you don't even see that coming from the Cancer, because they don't allow you to. They have a sneaky way of opening you up emotionally, and then they find a way to pull you into that emotion. Usually it's their emotions, see? But they want you to actually tune in into their emotions, see? And deny your own, see? So that's the danger, because when you're around them, you will feel like they're mothering over you. See, it's like you'll feel like, oh, like it's a second mom over you, like making sure you're doing things according to how they see it. See? Because how they feel. Well, I feel that you should change. You should get some more furniture in your house. You don't have any furniture. And it's like you might actually have furniture, but that Cancer is applying their motherly type of twist to the situation where they're, they expect more. They expect it to be the way that they feel about it. So that's what you got to watch out for. Let me see. Let me look at this. Well, welcome, Misty Love. What's going on? But yeah, like said, SpongeBob said, look at it like it said. Misty said I had a situation with a Scorpio sun with a Gemini moon. He was a narcissist, lying even his name for 2 years. See, Gemini is inconsistent. So if you got a moon in Gemini and how you feel emotionally, it's going to be very, very shifty, and it's going to constantly change. And how this looks is, like I say, when you have any Gemini placements, this is going to allow you to be flip-floppy. See, and it's like you're saying one thing and you're doing another thing, and then it's gonna be times when you do one thing, but then you say something that's related to the opposite. So you just, like, to a Gemini, they think that this is normal, like this is everyday breathe, how they go about their day. But to other people, it's like, wait a minute, you said you didn't like Tyrone and now you're hanging with him. Like, it's little stuff like that. And it's like, you got to be careful, because a Gemini will test you to see your emotions and to see, like, the way that you think about things that they may have said to you, and they play with that. See, and that when you're a Pisces, you got to be careful, because a Gemini could fool you. See, you could be thinking that they were serious and then they were just playing or something like that. And it's because they can change their mind. They try to change what they actually said. So you have to really, like, keep a tape recorder. You got to really pin them down to what they said. Like, because if you don't do this, they can lie to you. They'll try to go back and change what they said. In other words, oh, I didn't say that. What I was trying to say. And this is how they get you. They know the word flips, and they know how to flip words where they can use it in a different way, and then try to make it seem like they meant it that way. Like, oh, well, no, I didn't say I didn't like you. I just said I didn't like the fact that, I didn't like how you were doing things that day. Yeah, I didn't say I didn't like you. Yeah, I love you. Hell, I love you. I couldn't live any other way without you. Like, little stuff like that. And it's like, wait a minute, you're just dancing around. You're basically just lying and then, trying to sugarcoat it. But I know what you said. But it's like, you got to hold them to that, because if you don't, they can make you feel like, you feel that hot and cold feeling within your emotions. Like, the minute you're about to bust them, it's like, oh, then they end up calming you down. Like, no, I didn't mean that. No, that's not what I said. No, I was saying that, you can always email me. I didn't ever say I didn't like talking to you over the phone. Hell, I love talking to you over the phone. And that keeps a conversation going, and they suck you into that whole, small talk and that back and forth bull crap. And before you know it, now you're looking stupid because you believed them the whole time they was lying. See that? And that's not fair. But that's the thing you gotta watch, because they're very good talkers. They're very good at that small talking, And that small talking catches you off guard, because they may not like you, and they'll still talk to you. See? They'll still speak to you. They'll say, hey, Brandon, how you doing? Hey, Johnny, what's going on, man? My boy, what's up, man? Yeah, the Bucks won last night. You saw Giannis, he put up 23. And it's like, you thinking that the person got this big, huge smile on their face, and you really thinking like they vibing with you, and they cannot stand your ass. Like, that's what you got to watch out with that Gemini energy. And it really, really, I would say, though, I would rather deal with a Gemini versus a Libra on any given Sunday. And I'll tell you why. Because a Gemini, they just want to keep things going. See? So it's more about let's keep this thing moving along, versus Libra is like, oh, I have to control this and I have to control that, and I can't let nothing keep me off balance. See? And that's where things get hectic and crazy and chaotic. Let me see. Brittany Clifford said, I agree. I'm a Pisces and I just don't she said, just don't make me mad or cross me. And I'm said she met a Scorpio, 11 years with him and drove him. Yeah, see, Scorpio, that's why I said, like, Scorpios they can teach you something. They can teach you some very important things in life, but they can turn you inside out. It's just, and it's all about you not walking away. See, it's like when they do something, you feel pulled, you feel like you can't escape from them. You may have, love them, and you might feel like, oh, they deserve a second chance. You go back to them, and then they just do it again. They sting you again. See? And remember I said, when a Scorpio sting you, it takes years for you to get over. It takes years for you to heal from a Scorpio's, from the pain they inflicted on you, because it's like they do stuff and it gets under your skin and it makes you feel like you want to prove them wrong. It makes you feel like you may want to get revenge, or just like, address them some way, somehow, and get that understanding. But that's the thing. You can't get an understanding with a scorned Scorpio. See, Scorpio likes to hold on to the pain. They don't want to let it go. So it's hard to really squash things and then move on. It's like, oh, they still be on that stuff that happened 2 years ago. And how that may look is that you have a conversation with one, and all of a sudden they might say, oh, yeah, but I'm still mad at you, what you did 2 years ago when you, it could be something crazy like, yeah, I'm still mad at you 2 years ago about what you said. And it's like, what did I say? You said that that I can't cook or something, or that, such and such was, shitty or something. But here's the thing. Cancer is the same way, though. Cancer does not let go. If you offend them, you say something I'm going to tell you how sensitive a Cancer can be, is that if a Cancer cooks something for you and you put barbecue sauce on it, that right there can piss them off. See, they're not going to tell you this, but they're going to be pissed off. Like if they cook something and they feel like they're their grandfather taught them how to cook, or their grandfather taught them how to cook a good steak, and all of a sudden you start reaching in for the fridge and you start pulling out Sweet Baby Ray's, and they'll be like, what do you need that for? Like, hey, that's been sitting in the crock pot for such and such. Like, there's no way you be putting barbecue sauce on there. It's already tenderoni. It's already tenderized. What are you using that for? And you'd be like, wait a minute, hold your horses. Like, I always put barbecue sauce no matter how good the steak is. This is just what I do. But not to a Cancer. A Cancer will really pick a bone with you over that. Like, no, we don't do that barbecue sauce stuff here. Like when I cooked my grandfather's steak, what he taught me how to do so well, guess what? We don't do the barbecue sauce. So that's not gonna be used. Because why? You're offending me. You're offending me when you go grabbing that barbecue sauce. You know what I'm saying? It's just how I'm not even kidding you guys. Like a Cancer can really be like on some, like, they could take it to the heart, to like you doing something and you're like, what? Wait a minute, like, I was just getting some barbecue sauce. But this is the thing. They can make you feel so bad. And you could feel like you might start crying. If you, see, I'm going to tell you, like, that's what I said. They can manipulate your emotions. Because then once they get you going off of that whole barbecue sauce, you might, let's say you're the type of person that you don't like when somebody is like getting on you or mad at you or something. And then you might start crying like, I was just getting the barbecue sauce. Wait, what's going on? Like, why are you mad? And it's like a Cancer could do that. And it's like once you start to bow down to them and they know they're in control, then they'll feel secure. It's so weird because it's like, why do you always have to do that? Because that's what a Cancer does. They feel secure when they're in control of your emotions. So they will use that barbecue sauce as leverage to manipulate your emotions. And it is so crazy because it's like, why did you have to use the barbecue sauce and make a big deal out of that just to try to control me emotionally? See? Because they want you to feel that emotionally, that their food tastes so good that it needs no barbecue sauce. Because their grandfather taught them how to make that steak. See? And because they know them loving the grandfather and whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, it's like, oh yeah, you shouldn't even be grabbing barbecue sauce because that's an insult. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta, when you're dealing with Cancer, you have to really know, you really have to remind them and say, okay, well, I don't give a damn if your grandfather told you what your grandfather did. I condolences, but I'm still putting my barbecue sauce on my steak. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna cry about it. They gonna cry about it. They gonna be mad about it. They gonna be mad about it. But hey, at the end of the day, enjoy your steak. That's how you do it. That way you don't feed into their bull crap. Because anything that they is like a spider web. As soon as they catch something, they're like, oh, I got him. He's getting emotional. He's getting mad. Uh-oh. Yep, I got another one. And that's what you got to watch out for. Now, the next thing is the next thing is emotional truth moment. So as us Pisces, we disappear. When we disappear, that means that we're recharging. See? Because why? Every cell phone needs a charge at the end of the day. And I'm not saying we're cell phones, but hey, we do so much throughout the day. Well, hey, that's when we need to recharge. But one thing about it, as I said, we sense lies very, very quickly. So that happens instantly. So even if we don't say a word, that means that we still on to what's happening. So, like I say, before you say you know us, you got to ask yourself, did you meet me? See? Or just your reflection in the waves. So like, comment, share, subscribe, y'all. I appreciate everybody watching and tuning in. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.